Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. About a 10 or 12 second delay there. Oh, Gary, why you gotta do it like this? Gary, why you gotta ignore the questions like that? Can't we get a simple answer, even on Ethereum? Come on, Gary. Scribe is in the house. Hey, hey. How's it going, Scribe? Sound check. All right, we're getting ready to go. Well, got a few minutes. Let me go over a few other things real quick. My timer reset. Look at that. That's just not right. It is time to start, guys. Are we ready? Let's get rid of this screen. Oh, and crypto bubbles. Little red, little green on the hour. Daily looks pretty nice, though. Well, these coins are up a little bit. Let's check performance. See how that works. I personally like the price, but Zilliqa up 11%. ICP up 11%. Ooh, got the coughs there. XRD 26.7%. Four people, what's up?
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
We gotta try Elvis again there.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Man, I'm so disappointed that I can't use those chat filters anymore. There's a few that I still have access to, but the majority of them are gone. I gotta find an alternative there so I can do the creative stuff. I still have the greatest, what was it? The most interesting man in the world. Still have that guy. And Steven Seagal. Theta's up 7.5%. Aptos is up 2.7%. AGX. So it's kind of mediocre performance right now with altcoins, but not bad. Not bad though, right? Just on the hour down a little bit. Hex is coming down. Piquing my interest since it's on MexC and I don't have to worry about Ethereum gas fees. It's my first foray into Hex right now. Baby steps though. Uniswap 645, not bad at all. I think I need to change this back to price. So if you got any coin requests, get them ready for me. Else we're just gonna go over my stuff. Oh, I'm looking at Bitcoin on the 1 minute chart because I've been scalping. I've been doing the tiny trades because we're trading sideways, man. So currently in a falling, broadening pattern. Bullish megaphone is what a lot of us call that. And I'm just waiting for this partial decline to show up, which will probably bring price back down to about this level, come up and hopefully shoot out of this little baby. Now we've got a Road Dog account over on KuCoin, and I've got to tell you, I am not impressed with KuCoin's browser layout. It's just hard for me to manage. So I got an old phone and I'm so used to using the mobile app. That's what I'll use, but it will show up here on the screen, right? But I was pleasantly surprised. Where are you? Are you here? Because this is a margin trade, a spot margin trade. And right here, it should tell me profit and loss, but I have no way to access that. I had no idea that I was up 180% on this. And I'm $452 in profit. And to the best of my memory, I only put $500 in on each of these, or on this trade. So I have to check to make, it's been so long ago. This trade's been going for a while. Just playing the ranges, just building up a position. It's position trading. A little bit different from swing trading. A little bit longer, a lot longer lasting, but I'll see how far I can ride this little baby. So the secret to this is right here. If you can see my cursor, where you have debt ratio, and you want to keep this risk low. I mean, if you can keep it around 50 to 60%, that's excellent. That way, if things just tumble down, and I think this is only 5% leverage too, 5x leverage. Let me verify that, because I think that's as much as it would let me do. However, I just noticed when I switched over to the mobile app on the futures, and that's these guys over here. I got a perpetual trade here. Thought I had a Bitcoin trade, but those have been acting funny. Their mark price is supposed to represent the price of Bitcoin, right? Like this one says mark price is 30,211, so that's what the actual spot price is trading at. But notice when I trade the Bitcoin pairs, where I'm trying to actually grow Bitcoin, Bitcoin USD, man, their mark price is always off. It's like $300 or $400 off. I haven't figured that out, but it makes it tricky to set stop losses. So I have to watch those carefully. But what I've noticed on that, I thought I was trading 5x on this, but I just learned out that it wasn't, and I think this little thing keeps moving on me. Ooh, now I have this option of going more than, I was just limited at 5x, and now I've got, now it's actually letting me do some higher stuff there. That's interesting. I thought it might be, oh, it doesn't know where I'm at. That's why. We won't discuss that. But it looks like today, found the secret to unlock that higher margin, but it's been working so well at 5x, or at least what I thought was 5x. It tells me right here I'm 3.77. And I'm wondering, well, why is seems like my profit has been coming down some. The numbers aren't as big as what I would have expected. But I do have a list of my trades here. Does it give the date? So this one was okay, so that was just I guess my stop loss got hit. Darn it. That probably could have been played better since it's not trading right. Well, let's see. 1, 2. Wish they would make this easier to see, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 out of 10 wins. 11, 12. 1 loss out of 12. Scrolling down, you'll see some more losses. And I had a. Ooh, when was this? This was this was last month. So I'm only counting April. Let's just count. Well, I don't have a whole lot on April, do I? But I did not like losing those. And it's cool when I can get a good one and get a good win, but I've just learned to look at it as just get a win. Get a win. Watch those stop losses and get in at the best area that you can. You can't get in the middle. Can't jump in the middle. You got to get a good low, or you got to try to build a position, and it's hard to do that when the price starts coming down. You add to your trade, it will lower your entry price, but eventually it just doesn't lower it enough. Oh, indicators are saying Bitcoin may be coming down here. Let's move this to the side. Let's check out our larger time frames here. Okay, yeah, we should be coming down. Oh, let me check out my chat real quick. What do we got going on? People selling Hex to buy Zen. Really? I'm going to have to check out Zen, see what's going on. Avita's in the house. Can you do Anchor? I can. I had that last run. I haven't bought it this run. It was kind of a slow performer last run. I mean, it did do okay, but it took it a while. So I haven't got into that this time, and I don't need to because I need to get out of a lot of positions. If I can't moonbag them, I need to get out of them. I've got a lot of small and tiny positions in some of these things, just on my degen accounts. Let's go with, I probably don't have this charted anywhere, so Binance should be fine. Maybe I do have it charted. Where's my price? Here we go. Nope, I don't. Oh yeah, so it was way back here when I was messing with it. Where was that? Must have been this move here. Last time I looked at it. At least on this chart. There's a Binance chart, so I probably got kicked off of Binance there around that time. So, if I had to guess, looks like it would possibly trying to make a fairly nice head and shoulders pattern, inverted head and shoulders pattern. Very possible. If it comes up here to this neckline, that will complete it, and then we'll have a chance to break above and go higher. So if this pattern plays out, got a measure move target at 10 cents. Not bad. Not bad at all. If I can just draw a line, we'll all be all right. Mark this little guy as a measured move. Inverted head and shoulders. Now let's look at some other possibilities here. And we're starting out on the daily. That's interesting. I'll take that. Even though it got above it there, I will take that with 2, and we got touches here. That's valid. So basically a falling wedge and a shallow one. Now, according to Bukowski, the shallow ones play out best of all. If they're steep ones, they don't play out as well. But the shallow ones, and especially take a long time to form, he compares them to kind of like a diving board. Come out here on the end of the diving board and it will flip you up a lot higher. So considering that, this could give us, we can get a couple measure moves out of this. The Holy Grail measure move out of this particular pattern, depending on where we break out. So it looks like we're getting close to that. Let's just kind of guesstimate right there. That would bring us up to about 12.7 cents. Let's go ahead and mark this little guy and measure move. And put a number 1 there. And just say wedge. And we can also just find a touch from a top to a bottom. It is crooked. Do not move it. I see some people on YouTube, they take these measured moves. Let me go ahead and mark this and I'll show you what they do. It's a pet peeve of mine, but I see them do it. They'll take it and then for some reason they want to move it to an angle. Whoops, I just lost my thing. Let's lock that. They want to move it to an angle and they just skew it. And I've never figured out why this particular person does that. Because that just defeats the whole purpose of a measure move. Because when we take a measure move, it gives us an exact number, right? Depending on where the breakout is. But we don't trade that exact number. We trade a range around it, right? A little below, a little above. So if you take it and you, watch me mess that one up. Lock that little baby. So if you take a measure move and you're scooting it around to whatever, you know, you just, that data's no good for you anymore. Sure, it might hit, but it's not because it's playing out according to how it's supposed to. All right, so measure move. 10 cents, 11.6 cents, 12.7 cents is what we get there. Let's see what else we got. Whoa. Our 2.7 comes in at 6.8 for shorter term trades or earlier take profits. Why do I have a 3.82? Pretty sure that should be a 141. Checking over my numbers real quick. Man, that should be on here somewhere. Why is it not? Let's type it in there. Negative 0.414. Right. Which is really close to that 382. I don't know why I have the 382 on there. So I finally saw another analyst who uses these, right? Because I haven't seen anybody else do that. It was Mitch Ray. I didn't get it from him. But it's just kind of cool when you see somebody else do the same thing. And he doesn't really have those set up. I've got that on the negative side, but he does have them like on a regular fib when you do from top to bottom. He's got these up here, the 1.272, and then the 4. I just added it also in the negative, so when I measure them the other way, I get them. And I'm telling you, man, these Fibonacci targets, they play out. And seeing Mitch Ray have those same ones, oh, that makes me feel so much even more confident in it. Hubby says 10 cent was an area of interest for you as well. I think that's going to be a good target. Let's see if we can find some confluence with that, because I am betting that's probably lining up maybe close to a 618 if we take a complete move there. Nope. That 618's worth marking, though, worth thinking about. We're away from it. So 10 cents is coming up. This is my 10 cents. It's not really jiving with any of that. That's a surprise for me. What if we move it down to here? Huh. I find that odd. Thought for sure I'd see some confluence there. Do have a little bit here at the, well, there's no measured move there, but I do look at these fib levels. That 3T lines up very nicely over here, and you know that's going to be a resistance area. However, the very top of it's where the 10 cent area is coming from, so still very much in line with that. So if we just pull that 10 cent level over, it'll actually match up really well with that. And this area here, support resistance flip. So yeah, you're right on target with the 10 cent. And falling wedge, possible, inverted head and shoulders. Let's go ahead and mark that. Forgot where all my tools are. How's your guys' trading been going today or this week? Hopefully you guys are getting some profit. So it's possible. We're just kind of having to watch it, but it's likely that this could very well happen. These were not measured moves. All right. So there's a setup. That's going to be the level to shoot for right there. 21. Hopefully it can break its all-time high. Let's see, when did I get in on this? It would have been somewhere around probably January 20th. So I was in somewhere around a penny or something. I can't remember where I sold it. I just know I kept it for a long time, a lot longer than I thought I would have to, before I saw some action out of it. I must have got into it over here when it was flat, because I just remember thinking, is this thing ever going to do anything? All right, I'm going to take a picture of this, copy that link, send this over to the group. Where's the group? Paste that little guy there. And voila. Awesome. Everyone's saying 45K for Bitcoin. Too bullish? I was looking at the news, and I saw that. I saw it somewhere on here. I know they're talking about 29, but there was a couple articles talking about 45 and even up to 50,000. I'm not seeing that yet. But you know, there is news of a lot more institutional investors coming into Bitcoin right now. Let's check out the news here real quick. My favorite article today was, well, this is my second favorite one. Gensler says security law is time tested. Crypto just needs to fall in line, man. It's clearly out there in the law, even though when he's getting grilled, he can't define if Ethereum is under oath before Congress. Can't say yes or no whether Ethereum is a security or a commodity. Oh, Gary. I watched all that today. I did. And I got to see which ones were. There are a couple of them politicians, the ones on that committee, saying, love the work that you do, Gary. I want you to just take them all down. I was like, jeez. But some of them gave him hell, and he deserves it. All right, did I refresh this? Anything going on cool in the news? I heard that's the one. Bitcoin rally has more legs. US 50,000 by end of 2024. Now, why are they saying that? I mean, it could happen. But definitely don't go by the news for your trading. Now, some of these are usually done after. Sometimes I'll get an actual analyst on here. But they're not giving me anything. Just scanning over that's just speculation. Oh, he said he got roasted today, and I loved it. Loved it. He needs to get roasted more often. But they made it very clear that he's overstepping his bounds, and his opinion is not regulation. Now, they got a bill to try to get him out, but I seriously doubt that will fly, because he was appointed by Biden. And I don't think that they can just do that. But from what I understand, that the way that he approached this bill is kind of like restructuring the SEC. So it's got a shot. But then Biden's got to sign off on it. It was also interesting to know that when is it a chief financial advisor for the White House that Biden picked wrote an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal being pro de-dollarization. And now all this stuff is coming out, which it's been coming out, but finally it's starting to get some more media play about the Chinese connection in the Biden administration. I find that very interesting. Let's check out Bitcoin again. And let's just see if we can figure out this $50,000 target. So 47 would be my guess because that's a support and resistance area. And 45 actually makes sense because that's a support resistance flip right here. So that should actually be a strong area. There's resistance here, or there's a support here, and resistance here. So if I had to, by my take, and that's be 45.9. And about 45.9. Well, it's possible. But I mean, we got to get up above 32.3 first, because we've been finding a lot of rejection there. We got to get past that, and then what's going to be our next biggest one? Probably in this area right here, about 38. It's going to get kind of interesting around here. From 30 up, we got to fight. We're going to have a little struggle on our hands. Now, maybe easier because we had this quick leg down to get back up to the 38. But I'm looking at all this action over here to the left and all that choppiness and everything. I think that's going to come into play. So I think if you turn the VP on, which for some reason is not working. Why you're not working, man? Come on, TradingView. I'll pay good money for you, man. Well, that's not cool. Oh well, I don't use that much anyway. So he couldn't define whether ETH was a commodity or security, and he makes the rules, and that was hilarious. I'm so glad they put him on the spot there. Because if it's so clear in the law, where everybody can understand it, he should have been able to prove his point. Okay, Bitcoin's looking nice, man. Bitcoin, I think, is getting ready to pump up. We had to wick down to the 29,000 area. Is a wick. That's all that crazy action happening yesterday. And so they were clearing out everything on the upside and downside. Those dirty little market makers. We got a partial decline there now. And we're breaking out. Let's come down to a smaller time frame. We've broken out of that. We're retesting it. And going to retest this 200 on the 1 hour. We're getting ready to get a pump. Now that's going to hurt the altcoins though. That's the bad news. Because on total 2, I'm on Bitcoin dominance. Total 2. Let's go to the daily here. Total 2 is getting ready to get a little bit of a pullback, I think. Maybe it won't be too bad. But we'd be at least looking for it to come down to the 9, right, on the daily. So losing about 20 billion, give or take. Maybe coming down to this area. Could be losing about 30 billion in it, but that's cool. It'd be people going out of alts, going into Bitcoin, because the dominance looks like it's getting ready to take off. And if Bitcoin's going up and the dominance is going up, well, I mean, altcoins, you'll see them come up. Some, it'll be half and half, kind of what it's doing now. Some of them will come up. They'll be a little wishy-washy, but rising tide lifts all ships, so they'll come up a little bit in dollar value, but you are losing in Bitcoin value. But if you hold on, and we'll get a little altcoin season when Bitcoin dominance finally reaches a top, hopefully up here about 49%. And then maybe we'll get that big altcoin season we've been hoping for so long. All right. Well, no requests, so let me pull up a few things then. But I will take a look at anything you guys want to look at. Otherwise, I'll just go over some things I've got. I've got to find them first. Let me go to my account. See some of the things I've got in spot. Got AGIX. Which now, here's the thing. And I will take bragging rights because I was looking at this in October and November. I know about this one. I know how this one works. This is my baby from last time. So very happy to have got in there. I just wish I hadn't sold so much. Where was it? I think I unloaded quite a more than I wanted to, right around 28. So I meant to keep half my bag. I ended up keeping 25% of it, which is still fine, but I've been trying to slowly build that up, but I'm just not getting those. I'm not going to stack up on it too much while it's trading in this range. I want a big dip to come down. But here's the deal, and this is where we start talking about the parabolic lines and everything like that. And that's what it was doing. It went parabolic, right? Especially right here, up to 60 cents, came back down. But when it broke that line, I mean, what you usually see happens sideways and then more than likely down. I expected it's going to come back and test this 200 at some point. So a lot of people are expecting this to just take off. I'm not seeing that possibility. So that's why I'm just, kind of taking a break from this one for a little while. But I'm watching this trend line that it's flirting with, and I expect it. Now, if it goes to the upside, hey, more power to it. I've got my little moon bag. But as far as trying to get back in, I want to see it come down here below 25 cents, or I want it to come back down at least to this area. So that's what I'm looking for. Javi said, file coin. Let's check it out. That's what I'm holding long term. I've got that one stashed away. And how has Filecoin been doing? Get rid of these fibs so I can see what I'm talking about. So at the bottom of this pattern, which actually now seems to be, that's a pretty nice lineup right there. Okay, now it's possible, excuse my voice. It's possible at some point it could come back down and touch this orange line. And it likely will. Now, where that will happen, I have no idea. I don't foresee it coming down past the 200. We don't want to see it come down past the 200 daily. So it may, kind of trade within this range and at some point touch down here at 550 again at some point. So wherever it is above the 200. But the daily says it wants to come down. It's got a little kind of, it's trying to do a little Adam and Eve type pattern right here. So let's take a little, how's that work? That lines up pretty nice. Let's go ahead and do it from the wick. We can, and that's valid too. We can do it this wick and it touches that wick and then it wicks out here. So that's valid. This is kind of weird how it does that. So, but that actually has more touches. Same type of pattern, just stronger trend line there. And that's a bearish pattern. So it does make sense that it could come down here. But let's see what our indicators are saying. So this is our 100, and it looks like it's going right up beside that trend line. Let me move that trend line. So there's some things here that look good, and then, some things that, like I was talking about earlier, that may take a while for it to come back down, but it may be doing that at some point. The 21's getting ready to cross over the 50. That's good. That will be bullish, and that could give us a leg up. What I want to watch is for if the 50, the 100, the white line keeps going up and the 50 crosses to the downside of it, then I'm looking at these lower levels, or at least, wherever this 200 is as it comes across. So expect a retest of the 200 if it does that. But it's got a good chance that could turn to the upside. It's in the cloud, right? It's in the red cloud. That's a good sign. So maybe 654 is in these two targets, 654, 691, could possibly be in the cards again. That does make sense, and that comes up and lines up with our Ichimoku. That would give us that Adam and Eve pattern. Now from there, like I said, these patterns, they can flag out and then keep going, or sometimes you see them do another Eve. So that's what we have to keep our eye on when we get up to the top of that pattern. But if it does break out of that pattern, let's get that move from the neckline to there, put that on top, and that takes us up to this area about 852. And there's also this 618 Fibonacci, I think it's a 1618 from where I took the measure, giving us a little bit of confluence to that, because we could take the measured move from the atom and put that at the breakout, and that gets us closer to that point. So I'm going to wait on actually taking the measure. I want to see if this pattern actually completes before I work on a measure move for that particular one. Otherwise, it's just a fib from high to low. In this area right here, it's a 618. Let's change that. And a 786. I think that came up close to where was that close to the measure move? Let's see, our neckline would be some confluence there. So that's the 618. This is not. Let's change that. Let's just make that little guy red. Don't know what this is. Those may have been 618s at some point. I got them yellow for a reason, but I think all that stuff is played out. Go from swing low to swing high here. See if that gives us a retracement of the 786. Go from swing high to swing low. And then that gives us about 665 in that area, possible rejection. And that would be the completion of the pattern of the Adam and Eve if we make it up there. So will we get rejected there, or will we go up higher? I can't tell you that yet, but we got a shot. I just don't want to see this megaphone pattern break to the downside. But if it does, I mean, these don't come. I mean, if we take a measure move, they rarely ever go that deep. I mean, it's usually like that deep. They're pretty shallow when they drop. EC Manifest, I've not seen you here. Welcome. Glad to have you. Conflux, CFX. And if you guys have a particular exchange that you want me to look at, just kind of mention that too when you ask. Stragahart. Glad to have you. So we're looking at Conflux. We looked at this a couple of days ago, didn't we? So broken the parabolic structure, so I do fully expect this one to go down and sideways. Ichimoku Cloud says, it's got a chance that it could get a bounce off of it. Sometimes you will see it, just dip to the top of the cloud, and when it's kind of thin like this, you can see a bounce to the upside. So that's a possibility. that would be retesting this 50-day moving average, and that's what price does. So whatever time frame that you guys are looking at, when you follow it, and this is the reason why I use these particular moving averages, price always, will stay above the 9 when it's in a strong trend, and that's usually the first one. It'll come back down to retrace. So as your moving averages start spreading apart, and when you start seeing a big space between the 9 and the 13 and these and the 200, you're getting in a take profit area when they start spreading out, fanning out really wide. So that's when you want to start looking at maybe taking profit. And my method for trying to find a good profit area is just a simple trend line. You just follow that move up. All right. If you keep going higher, that you can take profit, but you want to definitely take profit, or maybe even get out of the trade by the time it breaks that trend line, because you will definitely have a chance to get back in, or some people short from that. So, but usually when you break that parabolic structure, you've got a good chance to go down and sideways. It will start doing a reaccumulation. So basically you get your run up, and so you'll see the green candles and it looks all awesome and everything. And then usually after that parabola breaks, there's going to be a reaccumulation, and it's usually coming down and sideways. Not 100% certain that, it usually plays out that way. It just does. And one of your first clues that you're coming down is when the 9 crosses over the 13. I forgot what I was going to tell you earlier. The parabolic runs up. Okay, so you got your 9 moving average, right? So when it breaks that, it comes and tests the 21 for support. And usually it'll find support there and then keep going to the upside, right? But if it's going to do some more accumulation or something, you'll see it retest the 50. Now, you usually don't see it break below the 50. That's usually, it's going to be one of those 3, usually one of these 2. But when we lose the 21, we're probably going to do something for a little while. Look for the 50, get a bounce off of that. We're good. Okay. So there'll be another move after a 50 usually. Lose that 50, you automatically start looking for the 200. So I'm expecting price to at least come down to the 50 and see if we can hold that. If we can't, then I'm looking for the 100 and down to the 200. And there would be a measured move because this is a bearish pattern, and that could take us down, possibly depending on where we break out, down to just a little over 8 cents. It's possible. But I'm not seeing definite signs of that happening just yet. But just the fact that it broke that parabolic structure kind of makes me think, yeah, it could be in the cards. But some of these indicators look good. And 4 hour does not look good. So 4 hours is very likely to come down. 100 will cross bearishly over that 200, and the 50 will cross over that. Ooh, double hit. I'll be looking at this 31 cent area somewhere through here at the bottom of this trend line. 1 hour probably looks a little rough too. So under the 200 there, so 1 hour is bearish, 4 hours bearish. Daily is still bullish. Rob says if everyone's saying 45K, then we're going to drop. Could be. I know Trip put out an interesting chart. He's from the paid trading group that I hang around with. I learned how to trade back in 2020 in this paid group. Stayed in there for 6 months, and then a few months ago, I thought, well, there's another YouTuber that's still in that group. I thought, well, maybe I need to go back and check it out, see what's going on. They've done a lot of improvements, so I've been impressed with it. Now, I don't know if I'll stay in there longer than 6 months now or not. I think that's going to be up probably in June. Maybe, if you guys get some benefit out of it, because I do post some of their charts over here, I might stay in there. But eventually our group's going to be big enough where they can post their own charts. At least that's the goal, to get a bunch of guys up to speed. And maybe I'm looking for a way where there can be tips so that people can be incentivized to do that. And, make some crypto doing it. I have a different look on trading groups. I don't know. A lot of times you got one person getting all the income from it, and a trading group is really a group. It's a synergy that you get going. That's where the magic happens. And I think the best way to get that going is everybody gets a taste of it. But they can be very profitable for the people who open them as a business and do a monthly subscription. And if you find a good one, it's not bad. There's some benefits. But there's some people out there that it's kind of like when you do a resume and you kind of really exaggerate your qualities. There's a couple of them out there that have a lot of exaggeration. However, I may be doing a collaboration with the guy who does CBC, the Crypto Revolution, and interview him because he's got a unique story, man. And I mean, he comes from it from his heart, and that's why I like him. So I have nothing bad to say about that group at all. But he turned $1,000 into several million. And so if you guys got any questions that you'd like for me to throw his way when I do an interview with him, leave them for me in the Telegram group or DM me. DM me on Twitter or on in the group Telegram. But I was getting to a chart that Trip was showing, and that's one of the guys over there. It's very interesting for Bitcoin. I'm trying to see if I can find it. I started talking too much. I think I put it into the trade setups. Let's see if I can find that. It was really interesting because he's doing some mirroring, and he's the only other person I've seen doing that. And before I decided to join a trading group, I took 1 month, just me and the charts, before I started learning from anybody else, just to see what I could pick up intuitively. And that was extremely helpful. And I learned on my own a whole lot of things about just basic trend lines and the mirroring thing that I'm about to show you. This is Trip's chart. And so he takes this move, and you will see, if you watch closely with price action, there are points where you will see a mirror image of the price action just happened. Now, it's not perfect. It's usually kind of skewed. So there'll be a little bit of differences, but you'll see, it kind of follows backward. I used to look at like those old, maybe Atari games, I don't know, but those old, 16-bit, 8-bit games that they used to have, like a little motorcycle that would be running over a track or something. That's just how I visualize it. But it would just, at certain points, you will see a mirror image, but it's just not perfect. It's kind of skewed. Sometimes I think that price action this is a 2-dimensional representation of a possibly 3-dimensional event. Maybe 4th dimensional, but that's getting a little out there. But just an interesting concept. But on that chart, yeah, he was looking at the possibility of it topping out again and then coming down. Strickard says, I like to keep an open mind. We can go anywhere. Yeah, exactly. You learn a lot more when you open your mind. M and W formations. Yep. And so, a lot of your tops are M's, a lot of your bottoms are W's. And as a pattern trader, man, I just think it's simple that way. But you can make it as complex as you want to, and all the cipher patterns that you see out there, the harmonics and things like that, that's mostly what they are. They're the bottoms when you see these kind of things, and that's what it is. And I don't know a whole lot about these. I was really wanting to get into it, but the more I thought about it, I mean, the pattern trading just works so well for me. I mean, I get my answers pretty easy. I know. I just take a measured move from whatever we got, put it at the bottom. I got a target to shoot for. And it seems like these guys, from what I understand, I mean, they're following this. And, the pattern will either be bullish or bearish. And from what I can gather, it can come down here and then it will do some weird stuff. And then you say, this move's going to go up. So I'm like, am I just following this thing this whole time, not trading, not doing, just waiting for this to complete so I can get in a trade here? That's not my style, man, because I'm getting in trades up here, I'm getting in trades here, I'm getting in trades here, and I'm getting in trades, you know, all through here. So, I mean, like I said, I'm not an expert in that, so I can't speak against it, but just my observations on that. And Elliott Wave's kind of, you know, into that kind of thing too. It just seems, I don't know, I've never heard anybody talk about trading the wave. They're just always, wait one. Yeah, that doesn't work too well. Wait 1, 2, 3, you know. I don't, okay, well, when do you get in? When do you get out? What are you looking for? So, well, this could be a wave 2, but no, I don't know. It just seems very subjective. I like the measure moves, man. The measure moves work. And the Fibonacci's work. And the trend lines work. And the moving averages, they work. Uh-oh, I got too ahead. What's the name of that mirroring tool? It's not, well, is it a tool? It's called the bars pattern, right here. And it's all it does is just copy wherever you put it. So I put it there, draw my line, and it makes a copy. And then you can take it. How did he flip it? He may have had to do it manually. You could flip it like that. There's a way to flip it. A lot of people just take them and we call them fractals. So you'll take something of a pattern and see if it repeats, because you see repeating patterns a lot. So you'll see a lot of people do fractals and things like that. And it's cool, but you know, not highly accurate at all. It can be helpful. How do you flip this? Okay, I do not know how to flip this. Mirrored. Okay, so if you go down here somewhere, you have to click it, make sure you get those dots and highlight it, right click, and you can come down and do mirrored. You can also do flipped. Now what's that going to do? Is that going to flip it upside down? Flipped and mirrored. So you got some options there. But bars pattern, that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 7th one down, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 sevens. It's the 7th son of the 7th son. On TradingView, I mirror a lot, but my drawing sucks. Hey, there's Chris. Cool idea, but I would expect some mirroring, as SR lines are used by most traders and patterns are pretty universal. It's kind of cool when you see it, when you do see it happen. You usually see it at tops and bottoms a lot. But honestly, I have not been looking for that in years. But before I actually started learning all the pattern stuff, I was paying a lot of attention to that. Would you call yourself a pattern trader or breakout trader, or of all the above? I would call myself a pattern trader. Not so much a breakout trader. I mean, that's when you learn. I mean, that's what you learn first, is breakout trading. But you quickly find that you get stopped out a lot. There's a lot of fake outs. And when you're a beginner, it's hard to control that. Because I know me, when they were, if there's a pattern or something coming, I'm just jumping in. I'm not waiting for confirmation. When I was new, I was like, okay, let's get in it. And, it's cool if it works out. But a lot of times, these freaking market makers, whales or whatever, you will see at a certain point in the market when they're really, really wanting to dig their hand, get their fingers into this stuff, they'll just start stopping a lot of people out. And they will just pull some dirty tricks. So they'll break out up here and then come back into the pattern and then just drop it on down. It's kind of like the symmetrical triangle things. They just ruin the whole thing. But the cool thing is, and what we've learned is when you see a fake out, a lot of times you go hard the other direction and you'll get a good trade. So if there's a pattern and I'm seeing a what do we call this, a bear trap. Drew a blank for a second. So if we saw a bear trap down here on the bottom, let me clear this other stuff out. Let's say we were playing this, we saw a bear trap down here and this came back into the pattern, I go hard. I put a bigger order in, I would go, because chances are it's going to break up to the top, even, very possibly, go above it. And same thing for the other side. See a fake out to the top, get a bull trap, look for it to come down. Most of the time, it will work out that way. And another thing that I look at when price goes, I'm looking at the wicks. If I see a big wick, when price goes up like that and comes back down, if it's just a long wick, that's a good sign you might have a reversal in your hands. So that's good, like especially on these parabolic moves. Like if this one had come up and it just had like a wick, it's a curvy wick, and then came back down, I was that's probably a reversal. Currently though, I mean, let's just kind of look at this again with Conflux. And let me take a Fibonacci just to kind of check this. But I mean, it's flagging out, right? So I mean, there is a definite possibility that we could see, price movement like this and could come up to about 7 cents. I would pull Fibonacci, swing low to swing high, and I'll be looking for the 236 area. And we lost that. Now, if we got support there, good chance. Good chance. It's got a lot more upward action to go. The secondary place would be the 382. But, I mean, it could still happen, but it's not as strong. If price just came down to the 382 and found support there, I would say so. But it came down to the halfway mark, came back up, and then found support there. It could still happen, but I mean, the probabilities would be higher bouncing here. Probabilities would be just a little less than that here. And since it came down here, I don't know. We still got to watch it. It's in a symmetrical triangle, and I've learned not to trust these patterns because they do what I call the rabbit run. Now, sometimes, and when the market's more bullish, you don't see it as much, but especially in a bear market, do not trust these things because they can break out whichever side. This is supposed to be a continuation pattern coming in from the bottom to this pattern. Price should break out from the top, and it could. And they can do a fake out, and then they'll come back down to the downside, and then they'll just, sometimes do some crazy stuff. That's what I usually see out of these. So I don't like triangles. I don't like ascending triangles. I guess that's an ascending triangle. I don't like descending triangles because they just don't always work. But what they do is turn into some kind of wedge, and I love wedges and channels because those work. Okay, so even if this one broke to the upside, what's it doing? Well, we're making a bearish pattern, we're making a rising channel, or possibly turn it into some type of rising wedge. So I like to give these a little time. I don't like to try to front run those, but I will front run a falling wedge. I will look for a falling wedge, and I want to buy those bottoms. That's how I do it. I don't really do the breakout. Sometimes I will, but sometimes it will buy you. EC says, thanks. Well, you're welcome. I call myself a lose-it-all trader. Well, we're going to change that. But I found that it helps if you get mad at the market and tell it that it owes you a bunch of money and you expect to be paid very soon. And then you start working on your game just a little bit. That's what I had to do. I had to get mad. You're over a period of, what was it? I got in crypto probably at late 2013, definitely in by 14. Didn't actually get this stuff, start learning this stuff till 2020, fall of 2020. So there's a good 6 years that I, with the money that I put into miners that went obsolete really quick, and the money that I lost in the market because when I bought, it's like somebody's out there just waiting for me to buy to dump the market. And then when I sold, it's like somebody's just waiting for me to get out there just to pump it as soon as I sold. That went on for years. It doesn't happen anymore. This has literally changed the game. And at first, it's all about the TA. That'll be the magic. And it helps. It makes a big difference. It helps you do the important thing of taking your emotions out of this. Because I don't think we realize how emotional that we are. And now, and I preached that for a long time, and now I'm finding, yes, but now there's a third phase, and that is risk management. So it's all three of those. But risk management has really been a key factor for me lately, especially when it comes to perpetual tradings and margin. So it just, it comes in phases. You grow as a trader. You do, and it's just keep watching, man. Just keep watching. There's several of us on here that when we do this stuff that we'll explain it. Keep watching. EC benefit, use a mirror tool AGX to 55 cents. That would be cool. We just looked at that. I was seeing the possibility of it coming down for a little while. I would not be disappointed if it did, because I've got my little moon bag of it. I need to click my, where are you? KuCoin? Yeah, and the reason I was saying that just because it broke that parabolic structure there. And it's got that big wick. That's what I'm talking about. Those big wicks. When you get these big pumps like that, man, take profit. I know there's part of us in our brain saying, well, it could go higher. Maybe it'll pull back and it'll just keep going. And you get those wicks, probably not. So you don't have to get out of all your position, but man, take some profit up there, because if not, you're just going to see that big number just kind of slowly dwindle down. And when it breaks a parabolic structure like that, it's usually down and sideways, or sideways and down. So if, like I was saying, I want to see AGX get around this area somewhere around 22, 25. If it does that, I'll move some stuff around and just build a bigger bag. But right now, I'll just be happy with what I got, that I bought very, very cheap. I still kick myself for selling a little too early. Man, I just lost my chat. Gotta pull that up again. There you are. Can you do some layer ones? AVAX and say, sure can, man. I'll do whatever you guys want to look at. I am not picky. I find, on the live streams and things like that, some people want to be paid to do these, right? Send out a super chat. I'm like, man, you're missing the point, man. This is where the synergy happens. I mean, super chats are fine and everything. I don't even qualify for those. I'm not worried about that. But the synergy that you get when people sharing projects and ideas, we throw them up here. You give other people, may not know anything about this token or may not have looked at the chart. It looks good, man. The inverted head and shoulders. So this is also one that I've got set aside as a long-term hold. So see if we can identify this neck. I still like to draw a trend line for my neckline. So the biggest thing with head and shoulders is the neckline. And you'll see a lot of these guys will I don't know, anything that just got 3 peaks on it. And there's actually a 3-peak pattern. That would be a more accurate description, different from a head and shoulders. What makes a head and shoulders work is that neckline. And when you have your furthest shoulder, or the last shoulder that you're in the price action, if it's to a lesser degree than the first one, it plays out a lot better. So I'm always checking the distance here. This one's a little higher. Can we flip that? There's a way to invert this. So this is how I was taught this, and this is actually before the group. I learned this, I forgot. This is one of the first patterns I ever learned, and so it was the only pattern that I knew how to trade was at head and shoulders. And the way it was explained to me, it turned out to be very accurate. If the right shoulder, when it's a regular head and shoulders, is lower than the left shoulder, that's good. And if this right shoulder is higher, this may not play out, because the whole thing is price actions moving up, coming down, finding we got our low, got a higher low, maybe the same low, right in that same area, get a higher high. This one actually made a lower low. That's your first call to something's getting ready to happen here. It broke market structure right there, and it did that. And then it makes a lower low. So we're breaking market structure. That's really what's happening. But if it keeps going up or comes up similar to the head, it's not so much breaking that structure. It could not play out as well. So those are just some of the things I'm looking for. So measure move from this little guy. Put it at the neckline. And I'm getting 32, close to $33 there. Let's mark that little guy. Inverted. Head and shoulders. Now, that's pretty cool and everything. Do we have anything else going on? What else can we see here? Because if you zoom out, you usually find that, some of the patterns you're looking at are just part of a bigger pattern. And that's where we get a falling wedge. And you usually will see head and shoulders develop inside or as a falling wedge is breaking out. Sometimes the shoulder may be on the outside of it during the retest. So a lot of times you'll see that those go hand in hand with falling wedges and channels. Measure move for this is a little bit more, I believe. And we've already got a breakout of that, so that's a good sign. So we're already broke out of this falling wedge. So this one actually trumps that head and shoulders. It might take a little longer to get up to the target of 38.89, but that's where it says it wants to go. And I clicked the wrong one again. Measure move. And I don't know if you caught what I said earlier, but on another chart, but the falling wedges, how steep they are or how shallow they are, make a big difference too as to how well they play out. So your shallow ones like this play out a lot better than the ones that are kind of steep. The ones that are, you see something like this that's kind of steep. You might get up closer to the top. If you get a measured move like that, that would be, but usually about halfway up there, right? But if it's a shallow one, they usually work pretty good. So that's 2 measure moves from there. And of course, if you're looking for longer term targets, just swing high to swing low. I would take the first swing low on that. I mean, you could technically come down to the bottom, but either way, they both. Actually, the bottom one has a little bit more. So when I'm pulling a fib, and I'll test them, right? I'm trying to look where they line up the best, and that's what I'm looking for confluence. So this 382 lines up pretty close to the top there. It does line up well over here. 618, I've got a support resistance flip, so I'm calling this one valid, bringing it all the way down to the bottom. If I pulled it to the first low that we got, that's actually valid too, because 618 fell there. 382. Both of those would work. I mean, technically. But since we made a lower move, you know, it takes all the move into consideration. I would be looking at that 618 right here. That's a good long-term target. Let's copy this guy. I need a little bit more room there. And let's add him to the group. And this is daily, right? If you guys want me to look at a particular time frame, like shorter time frames or something like that, when you ask, just throw that in. I'll do that. Because I normally start on the bigger time frames and work my way down. That's just helps keep me more accurate. Inverted head and shoulders, and also a falling wedge with a breakout. And let that guy post. What's my pinned messages? Don't know what that is. Okay, let's move on to the next one here. Soul is the next one, right? Let's take a look at that. And before we do that, let's get back to the chart, see what we got going on. It's starting to build up on me a little bit. Yay, same triangles can triangulate. Law. Well, the charts are human emotions on the screen. That is true. That is exactly what they are. The fear and greed meter has been increasing. I know. That means we're getting close to sell time. Aliens. I like aliens. Haven't met one, thank God. I love AVAX, so I'm still apprehensive about too many outages. Well, I haven't kept up so much with how the chain's doing. I hear things every once in a while, but for me, it's mostly about the charts. Hope Jazz, I'm assuming that's Jasmine, right? Hope Jazz takes off soon. And we'll take a look at that too. We'll do Sol here. Solana. Oh, Sol. Okay, Sol. I'm still apprehensive about too many outages. Yeah, that one's. I've still got some Solana, but I'm not adding to my bags anymore. It just left a bad taste in my mouth when Alameda ran it up so high and then just dumped on all of our heads. I lost some on that. I was not happy with that at all. So once burned, twice shy, even though they're not in the picture anymore. But that's a good thing, man. We got all these just crazy leverage people, all these people from the traditional sector trying to get their little fingers in crypto and do all their little tricks. Man, we got them out. You know, I mean, with Celsius and BlockFi and all that stuff, the stuff that they were doing, and they cleaned up the space. So that just makes it that much better for us. There'll be more coming in for sure, and that will help pump the price, or maybe limit the price. That's what we've seen out of Alameda, right? Because that market did not play out the way it should have. It really didn't. Bitcoin could have went higher, and these altcoins did not work out as well as they did. And now we kind of know why, for some of them anyway. So Solana's got a breakout. Some people would draw this like this, which would be a symmetrical triangle thing. I would say I got swing high, swing low. That's going to be my point. Find some touches. 1, 2, 3, 4, technically. Lines up nicely right there. That's your bullish megaphone pattern. Partial decline. Measure move says we can get up about 40, almost $48. Bullish megaphone. That looks pretty cool to me. So we're having a hard time getting above this 618, and that's why that you'll see me put that as a take profit point so often, because sometimes it takes it several tries to get up above there. So you might as well take some profit there and then buy back in at the 382, the 236. What I would do, once you have a move like that, you do your Fibonacci from swing high to swing low. You see it line up. You're looking for that 618, just off the rip. 618 or 0.5, but usually got our eyes on that 618. Okay, so we see what price is going to do. So we get up there, it gets rejected, right? So then we can come from the bottom and pull up to where it got rejected at that 618 with the Fibonacci. Look to see it come back down to that 618. And also pay attention to the 5. But that's generally what we'll see. Sometimes you'll see it break down a little lower, 786. That could be a sign of, maybe it being a little bit of a slower move, doing something a little differently. But if it bounced off a 618, that's a good, strong move. And you just keep doing that. Now I can go from that bottom to this little high right there. It's hard to see. To blow this thing up. And this is the same strategy I do with when I'm trading the 1 minute or whatever. When I really want to get the details, this is what I do. The Fibonacci's are great. And came back to the halfway mark. Okay. Almost wicked down to the 618, but we really caught support here at the halfway mark. According to Dow theory, that's where price should come to Charles Dow. That's what his take was. It come down there. And shows a good chance to go to the upside. We just keep repeating this. Wash, rinse, repeat. So we got targets, and look. So when you do that, target, the 27 came right up to it. So those 3 targets, and I would expect to see it actually hit these 3 targets more than likely, at least 2 out of 3. Fibs are awesome. And I lost my chat. I gotta find it. Appreciate you guys being here tonight. Strikeout. Oh, we got to take a look at Jasmine. It's kind of crazy. Bitcoin started moving after Sam Bankman-Fried left. A lot of manipulation. Man, gosh, they were going hard. I'm glad that that's over, and I'm glad that that made sense, because there were just things that just weren't. Some movements just did not make sense. Solana, look at this on the daily. That's a strong move. Actually, this looks really good for Solana. Now, I do expect a pullback, because whenever you break out a pattern, there's usually a good chance for a pullback, and it seems like for this pattern, was it somewhere around 60%? I don't have all that committed to memory, but that's why I love the patterns, thepatternSide.com. So that was a falling, broadening pattern. Okay, broadening formations. Oh, man, you really need to call these something a lot easier. Broadening formations, right angled and descending. No. Broadening tops, broadening wedge ascending, broadening wedge descending. There we go. That's why I say bullish megaphone. So this one's got a chance to pull back, throw back 62%. They're divided up, bull market and bear market. And so we're kind of bullish right now, no doubt. So 62% chance it will come back to at least retest one of 2 levels. Now, either the breakout where it actually broke through, where it broke through the line or come back and retest the line itself. And it could come back here and just catch, just like in middle of thin air, or it can come all the way back and test the trend line or even ride the trend line for a little bit before going up. So those are just some things to be cautious about. That would be buying the retest. So those would be some great areas to add salt to your bags, or whatever coin you're looking for that does a breakout. There's a good chance we're looking at the moving averages that it could do that. But on the daily, man, that's a strong move right there. It's staying above that 9, and all these things are crossing, right? Looks gorgeous. They're going to start lining up pretty soon, and I would say we'll get a little bit of a pullback, and then those things will have a chance to line up, and it looks like it's getting ready to take off. Let's see what the weekly looks like. Weekly's looking okay, yeah. So the daily indicator's not looking that hot. The weekly's looking pretty good. So this is where our move's going to come from. Stochastics are starting to turn back to the upside, so they're going to get up here and get pinned. Money flow is going to the upside. Momentum wave just getting started. It looks gorgeous. And got that big old cloud just trying to drag us up into it. So I think it looks great. And let's go ahead and copy that link. Solana Daily from live stream. Got that one posted, and Jasmine, I believe, was next on our list. Lost my chat again, man. There it is. Every pump we had last year ended so quickly. It makes sense. They've played a role, yeah. Can you look at looks rare? I sure can. Let me check out Jasmine. We'll do looks rare right after that. It was Jasmine, right? You got JAS. Is there a J? What is that? What did I do? Holy crap. I'm assuming it's Jasmine. It's the closest thing I got. Pretty sure. Okay, Jasmine. So it's in my favorite bottoming pattern that rarely ever disappoints me. We did see an example last night that it disappointed me. It was set back in August. It was just the wrong timing for it, but it faked me out back then. But you know, I got to play what I see. It usually plays out. It's an odds game. They usually play out really good, I'm telling you. I've got fib levels. Where's that from? Okay, so I must look at this recently. So there's our targets: 0.0082, 0.0085, 0.009320. Those are some great targets to look at. Let me move that. So we've got our trend line there, broke market structures, time to get out. Watch it come back down, time to get in. And that's how I play it, right? I mean, you can play the individual trend line. You could have got in here, went up, saw it top out there. You draw your trend lines to those tops, watch it play down. When it breaks out of there, there's another buy signal. You kind of looked at your indicators, see what they're doing, and see if they're in a good spot. So, I mean, you could be building a position there, and that's what I would do. Unless I was just trading perpetuals, that's the only time I'd get mad about getting in here instead of waiting to the bottom, because it gives you a chance to get liquidated with how perpetuals work. But for spot trading, building a position, man, you can be very lenient with yourself. And then you do the same thing, draw a trend line to the underneath, and now we're breaking away from that. So that's the first signs of a parabolic movement. And you just draw another trend line. It really lines up best right here. So it's like it's just jumped a level. So I'd be looking for some parabolic structure to come out of this, because that's usually what happens with rounded bottoms. When they get toward the end of the run, should be shooting up there. And if I were going to guess for a target for that, I mean, we had one from this smaller move. But 11 cents, 1 cent, 1.2 cents almost. Could see that happening. I'd give this one a little time to play out, but you could definitely see these areas between a penny to 1.2 cents, definitely. And there's a measure move from the rounded bottom here. Have a measure move from the rounded bottom? Oh, yeah, okay. That's what I did. That little guy doesn't seem quite as accurate now. What did I do wrong? Or different? I went from that top, maybe. That line's a little bit too high. There we go. That's your support resistance flip. It's underneath and then just right above it. Put that to the top, and that's where our measure move comes from. So measure move takes us up to about 1.4 cents. And I don't know if I've posted this one recently to the group or not. But on the daily, it looks like we may come down just a little bit of rejection there. Come down to a smaller time frame, we can kind of see it. 4 hour looks pretty decent, but now see they're spreading out, and then we just lost that. So, and 4 hours says we're getting ready to come down. So they were spread out really nice, telling you, hey, think about selling me because I'm getting ready to do something. And then the 9 crossed the 21. Looks like it's wanting to cross back up, so we got to see what's going on there. And with this Ichimoku cloud kind of getting a little thin and spindly, even though we got this red dart on Market Sniper, we're in the green on money flow. I mean, there's some bearish signs here, just slightly bearish. VWAP coming to the downside, but the money flow, that could negate all that. It could surprise us. We might catch support around this area. But if we do lose that 21, you expect to come down, and you could be looking at 0.064, 0.00064 in that area. But it may not do that. It may actually find some support here. So Jaspy's looking a lot better. It was looking a little rough there. And on the daily, on the crosses, on the MAs, look good, look really good. I like to see them when they get bunched up like that. And crossing right. That looks nice. I think we're getting a mini alt season, possibly. But looking at those other indicators, I mean, it depends on Bitcoin and Bitcoin dominance really to how well that's going to play out. But we can definitely see some improvements. Hit the right button, man. Come on. Get with the program. I need the camera. Copy the link. I'd like to put more details when I post a chart, but since we're on the live stream, I don't want to take all the time to type out all the take profit areas and everything, so it's just kind of a bare bones. But, you know, always come back to the live stream to get the details. Every pump we had last year ended so quickly, it makes sense. They played, oh, I already read that, didn't I? Yeah, that's true. Looks rare. Let's do it. 11 cents? Hell yeah! Woo! Strike hard. 0-0 or Pools is new that just dumped its guts. see if I can figure that out. All right, looks rare. Let's jump out to the weekly. Oh, look at that guy. Well, got a little bit of rounding. Let's see how well that lines up. Where's it good? Let's do it on the daily. Don't like it. Stick with this. Sticking with the channel. But it did is a partial decline there, and that's the good sign we're looking for. So your measured move should take you up about 46 cents, somewhere through that area. That lines up with the 127. That gives me enough to believe in it. And so any orange lines I have, I mean, a 1618, sometimes I might have them yellow as just being some variable of a 618. And 46, 52 and a half cents and 59.3 cents are the targets that I get if we get that breakout. And indicators look like we may do that. Because we just printed that green dot. So it prints the green dot on the momentum wave is when they're starting to turn up, and it usually lines up very well with the VWAP when it crosses bullishly. So stochastic starting to turn around. It's just a little bit above where it turned around over here. It can still level out. It looks good. Looks good. Type this one in. Jasmine. And we got that one posted. Dude. There we go. Okay, I think I caught up with all the chats there. And okay, so I'm not following you on this. What's this, 00 or pools? Is that a coin? I mean, I haven't heard of that. Pools finance or pool together? Okay, is it pool together or pools finance? Is that the ticker 00? Or let's go with CoinGecko. Or where'd you go, man? Oh, here we are. Zero. I have never heard of that. So that's what's cool about live stream. 1 billion, $3 million market cap. Self-reported circulating supply 30. That's a lot of zeros. What's up? 1 billion. Okay. So a $1 billion, I don't know what that means over there. But I mean, a $1 billion total supply, I mean, this could actually get $5 to $8 if it, you know, it's a decent project, takes off. If the market cap, you know, it's within reason for that to happen. And it's 8 cents. Looks like a bag of milk. See what people are saying. Big things happening at pools, and we can't wait to share them with you today, April 17th. All tokens market went up, but only 00 tokens went down on the price. If 00 tokens does not have some update, I think it will be crashed soon. And that was yesterday. Okay, it's not bad trading volume for the size that it is. All-time high is $1.66, and that was just 6 months ago. And all-time low was just also 6 months ago. So it, on one day, same day, low and high. Interesting. And you do what? Pools is the leading community first platform for creator cryptocurrencies. Oh, we gotta check this out. So there's a Pools IO and there's 00. So are there two Culture unlocked. Exclusive content, experiences, and opportunities from your favorite creators and brands. Get access. Okay. Use tokens, earn tokens, buy tokens, redeem code. Let's go to the other one. Where did you go? See what 00 is. Well, that's cool. Zero governance. Okay, social tokens are the future of the creator community. So 00 is a DAO, and Pools is okay. Are they the same thing? Yes, 00, not 00. Hey, not a member. Good evening, Lanceria is showing live. Take a peek. Sure will. We're looking at 00 right now. Totally new for me. All right, so does this do anything? Well, I like your other side better, man. All right. We believe in communities. Communities are the heart of any creator ecosystem. Culture, transparency, world building, governance, zero foundation. Okay. Just a cursory look at it just to see what we're looking at, roughly. So it's 00. And I'm guessing probably Uniswap. I'm glad that they finally got Uniswap on TradingView. Monavale or Mona is one I've been following as well, waiting for it to go down again. We'll take a look. So I'm on the weekly. And red Ichimoku cloud, a little bit of green there. I like a little bit of green. That's a good sign. Daily. Daily not looking so hot. So it's trying to find support at 618. If it does, that would be good. But the moving averages are suggesting that it's going to come down lower. So, just going by the fibs, the first area you'd look at is the 786. Breaking that, possibly the 886. Any of those areas get broke, I'm looking down here. I'd be looking at 0.0001727 as my oh crap target. But we are in one of those Well, I don't see these very often. Now, if it catches here, that could be the partial decline we're looking for. This is the broadening wedge pattern that we didn't look at it, but it was over here. Broadening formations. No, that's right angled. It's not ascending. A broadening bottom. Just the fact that it has bottom in the title is cool. So 70% chance, if it does break out, it's coming back for a retest. So 7 out of 10 times, it's going to come back. It's going to pull back. So breakout can occur in any direction, upward 60% of the time. Okay, so should be looking for that partial decline. And here it had the partial incline. It went to the downside. So just if we can see it hold this level, it's a good chance that we may come up. Our measured move should be from over here, but let's just go to the pattern side. Not a bottom because it keeps doing that. Are you taking that whole measured move? Wow, okay, we'll do it. Really? All right. Alrighty, Thomas Bukowski, I trust you. Because you're the GOAT. So if we get a break to the upside, it would most likely be somewhere over in this area where the breakout would be. So it is telling me, possibly, this is at the full measured move though, 0.0014. I would not bet the farm on that because it did say that it's got a 65% chance of reaching that. Let's come back up and see what he says here. Yeah, price target for up or down breakouts. For up breakouts, got 65 chance of meeting that. So here's what I do. We took that measurement, right, from point A to point B, top to bottom, basically. Put that over there. It's just at that angle because that's how I took it. Take a Fibonacci, top to bottom. This is 65%, right? This is 61. Put it down somewhere around where 65 would be. It's just kind of guesstimation. Kind of lines up with this area over here. That's how I figure out those moves. So that's what I would look at instead of the this one over here. And we call that a Bukowski move, measure move, or I do. That's what I call it. And if I write that, then I know how I got that number. So that all depends on this area right here, man. All depends on holding this area right here. So there's some wicks here, and if we draw a line, and there's even over here. Let's draw that fib again. That was swing high to swing low. Swing low to swing high. That's where we got our fib, the 618. So it lost this level, and it's got to break back above that. I gotta. Those moving averages just make me think it's coming down, man. And if it does, if it breaks that 618, if I were in it, I would consider, if it breaks below that, getting out and just kind of seeing where it comes down to. And then maybe look for another entry. But this one, I mean, the measure move can go both ways, right? And roughly it was, let's just take a guesstimation. Breaking out of that pattern. Yeah, we're coming into negative territory there. Actually, I'll be looking at these areas right here. The 127. But, you know, what do our indicators say? Well, the daily stochastics are at the bottom. Let's get our MACD to work here. What's up with my MACD, man? Okay, MACD. Oh, I thought it had some promise there, man. I gotta blow this thing up so I can see it. I was hoping, I thought we almost had a cross there, but look at that. Got rejected, trimming down. I'll be careful with this one for right now. Double zeros on Coinbase. I don't know if that's the right token. You know, you're right. Dang it. Do we need to go to, but it should be. Let's do that. Man, I didn't catch your chat early enough. Sorry about that. Good, because that one didn't look so hot to me. Possible rounding. That's kind of odd to do that. So I'm looking for my wicks. That was our first. Wow, there's lots of different ways you can do it. I prefer not to do. Like I got 2 wicks. I mean, it could be valid, but that's way up there. We're looking for something that's a little bit more applicable. Now that might be something. Those 2 wicks make sense to me, and if I follow that up, I just don't like the fact that I've got a candle body that I'm cutting through. I don't like to cut through candle bodies, but it does work. No, it doesn't work that great there. Not crazy about the price action. Should be 0. Okay, I got that. Bitcoin waiting for Europe inflation rate to CPI to pop. Oh, I think they're getting ready to come in. So what is this guy doing? Looks like it did one of those retracements. Where did you come back to? I'm going to say it's going to hit this 127.069. I think that's where it's headed. There's no support or anything over there, and it's hard to get a read on a pattern. So, I mean, that's a trend line, and now we're going sideways. So the best we can look at is just kind of a current, maybe a falling, more like an ascending triangle though. Could definitely be a descending triangle. I'm looking at this area right here. Just the way that the fibs are lining up, I would be definitely looking right there. That's what I got out of 0-0. And Ichimoku's, I'd give this one a little time too. I think you can get a better deal. If you're trying to get into it, I think you can get into it down here. That would be where I would kind of target, and maybe see if we can get a better pattern coming out of this. Because remember, they make falling wedges, right? Those triangles. And that's starting to make a little bit more sense to do that. That's what I'm going with. I am politely speaking to the screen. It is at 8 cents, wrong token. I'm on the right one though, right? I won't lie. This one won't look too hot either. Okay. I've got about a 12-second delay, and then I need to make do a better job of keeping up with the chats here. That is Pullback. So it's my fault. I'm just not glancing over to the chat enough. My bad. You got a 2 for 1. If you want to see another one, okay. Coinbase is all about adding these coins, but won't list Luna, Luna C, or revisit Wrap Luna. Even on Coinbase Ventures, on Crypto Rank, they got a ton of Luna C. Yeah, I'd probably skittish a Mr. Gary or whatever he might do. I don't know. Also, if you want to see another fun one, ACS was just released not long ago on Coinbase. ACS. Thanks, dog. Great. Hey, thanks, Chris. Appreciate you being here. ACS. On Coinbase. Access Protocol. That's ugly to me. It's like a 786. Let's see if it's what it is. Yep, 786. Okay, so hopefully this is your bottom. Watch this area to see if it sticks. If it sticks, goes up, we might be in good shape. But yeah, it's at a 786 retracement. So it's got a shot. Technically, it looks like a breakout, but there's no volume there. Okay, so what to watch out for on this, since there's no volume. You got to see volume on these breakouts. If you don't see volume on breakout, it probably won't play out very well. So if we lose this line, you could see it just kind of ride this trend line, maybe down here to the 886 level 0.005. But it's, it's got a shot. Let's check this lower time frames. It's got a shot to find support where it's at though. And on the smaller time frames, it looked like an inverted head and shoulder. Where we at? 4 hour? It looks like it very possibly. And a little sliver green there, I would be good with this. Inverted head and shoulders is what it looks like on the smaller time frame. And that's just basically coming back up to retest this 200 moving average. What the hell? I lost it. Turned the wrong one blue. Measure move, inverted. Head and shoulders. So it will probably take it, a little while for that to play out. That'll be your first target. You got to see it get above the 200 moving average on the 4 hour. And then it will be fairly bullish. And we definitely want to see it get above the 200 on the daily, which it doesn't have enough information yet to show us where that's at. So from what I see, it looks like it's getting ready to move up. So that looks cool to me. Looks better than the other one. Straight out. And Did somebody else ask for something else? We had ACS. And then we're talking about Coinbase again. Okay. All right. Well, it is 12:30 my time, so we'll do a last call for alcohol, or last call for TA. Mona. Yeah, I think I forgot. Okay. Mona Coin. I'm guessing. Or Mona Bell. You said Mona Bell earlier, didn't you? I'm waiting on you. And Land C. Okay, we'll do that. Mona Vale. Okay, it was Mona Vale. I looked up in the chat. There's a delay. So that would be... Ooh. What happened? Is this good or bad? Let's go to the weekly. Okay, weekly looks like it possibly had a double bottom there. This looks like another 786. See if it lines up. Oh, it went below the 886. Okay. Really? All right, give me a minute on this one. This is some ugly price action. Man, that was a good double bottom, though. That played out extremely well. It went a lot higher than the measured move. Measured move was here, and it almost doubled that. So it can move when it wants to, can't it? Oh! Oh! No wonder you're looking at this. Look at that. That's just almost 1,000%. Well, bless your degen heart, man, because you're going to degen. That would have been a winning trade right there. So definitely look at this as a falling wedge. I do like more touches though. Oh, that's a candle body, so I want to go from the top of that. And that actually lines up best. Got a touch here, touch on that one. Candle body, touch there. That's valid for me. Falling wedge, love it. Not ready to break out yet. They usually break out about 70, roughly about 70% of the way in, right? And this one's going just a little bit further. It can't go too much further. So something's got to give. Throw up her Bollinger Bands. It's riding that bottom. So let's get our trend line a little accurate. So touch and touch, it's just two. I don't like that. That's not good. So let's see. I've got to go with this. Got to go with that one. Let's line it up with that. Okay, 1, 2, and that will count. There is a possibility it could come back and retest the bottom trend line. That's about 13 cents possible. Because our moving averages are spreading out. And it says it can go some down, but there's some bearish or bullish divergence there. So we've got to find a good catch point, though. I'm not seeing support. Look to the left. Now here's a wick. I wouldn't trust the wick, though. I would go probably with this little guy. Let's put a line there. And so that was support and support again, resistance. That's what I would go with. I'll be looking at 16 and a half cents. And hopefully that's where it will catch. If that doesn't work, then we'll be looking at the next one down, which would be down here about 13.8. But it is possible for it to come down and do that. Let's take a Fibonacci. Okay, if we go from this one first, and okay, I'm going with 16. I'm going with this one. So swing low, swing high for this leg right here. Broke through the 127. Trying to catch here at the 141. I mean, these are very important fib levels to me. Good chance, very good chance it will come down to 1618. It's 1625. That might be trying to add more or to get in. That's where I would be shooting for. If I were trying to get in on this, I would put a limit order there. Let's have some bullish divergence. So there's a possibility it could catch here, but I think it's a good shot it will come down here, in my opinion. If it doesn't, then where it's at, it's a good spot. So if you see, let's come down the lower time frame. It's lost the support though. It's lost it. I really think it's coming down here from what I can see. But if you see it catch support here coming up, and if it flips this into support, then I would be looking at taking an entry there. Otherwise, I'd wait for down here at this area. But as far as targets, the first one I would do is a 618 off the rip, and it's going to have trouble getting up there. It will probably take it, and that's at the 200 moving average too. So that's the biggest thing. Whenever you're looking at these, we've got to get above that 200 moving average to be bullish on the daily, and we should start seeing that with these coins, especially at this point in the market. A lot of them are already above it, so this one hasn't got there yet. So it's just, in my opinion, degen into this one. I mean, for a degen coin, it looks good. If it got that 1,000% return, man. You know what? Let's add this to our little watch list. Which watch list was this? The one that says watch. We'll try to remember to keep my eye on this. And if you catch me on live stream again, just ask about it. I want to follow this one. This one looks cool. This looks like it might do some damage. But I would set that as the first target. Because most likely it will break out of this falling wedge, and it's gonna struggle for a little while to get up there. It may come back down and do a retest, something crazy like this. And it may take it a while to bottom out, kind of look like something like this. But at some point, it's going to do another move like that, and it's not a bad idea to be in it before it does. Now this is on Uniswap, so I don't think you can do limit order. You might be able to do limit orders on Uniswap. I don't know. I don't ever mess with it. But if you can get on an exchange that has this and has limit orders, man, I would take a Fibonacci from this top down there. I would just set limit orders at every zone and just let that sucker cash out, because wow. I mean, if it just went up to the 618 there, that's almost that's 4.5. That's a 4.5x, and getting back to its all-time high. It did it over here. Came back to that same point. There's a good chance it's going to come right back to that same point. And what was that? It was saying what, 800% return? So an 8x. Let's say that it comes down to the level we were looking at. Let's say it just kicks off from where it's at, 16. Let's say it's 16 cents. I can't even get that. Comes back up and repeats that. Oh man, 879%. So that's your ultimate move right there, and it can do it. Did it here, did it there, and it could be making a head and shoulders pattern. Looking on the weekly or 5-day or bigger pattern, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. That could do some damage. I'm kind of liking it. I would do it. Oh, doing the dap. Land C. What? You know what? I think this one's worth me copying. Let me post this one out to the group. I know we got some degen traders out there. Chris likes using swap, right? He likes Texas. Man, I wish I could. I'm on the 5-day and I can't fit it all in there. I mean, it's going to take a while. It will take a while for this to play out, but at some point there's going to be, how many weeks was that? 1, 2, 3, 4. So for a whole month, it was just bullish as all get out. And that was what, June of 22? I mean, you have to have a lot of patience for it, but man, that's a killer return. All right. Trade setups, right? Oh, was it looks and not Jasmine? I have to change that, okay. Apparently I put the wrong thing with the last one. Guess I need to go here and do it. I thought it was Jasmine. Wow. That was Jasmine. Okay. Yeah. Glad you caught that. Okay, and this one is Mona. And I think it was called Mona Vale. Takes patience. Possible 8x. At what was it? At $1.58. Man, what happened to my message? There it is. All right, we got it up there. Well, the Mona I'm looking at is at 411. Not sure what the Mona we I got the wrong one again. It said Monavale. It's 411. Well, whatever that is, it looked interesting. So I went, I thought you said it was on Coinbase, right? Or am I getting confused again? That one still bangs. Or that. Oh, it's the same chart. That's. I don't know if I got it or not. If I didn't, we'll try to get the right one. This is Mona Coin. This is Mona Vale. Mona Wheat is like Rab Juice. I don't ever trade the Uniswap or ETH stuff. Those gas fees made me shy away from it. But I don't see any other options though. Let's see what we say here. So we got Mona Vale, which that's where I got it. I scrolled up in the chat and I thought you typed that out. So that's why Mona Vale or Mona is one I've been following as well. But we got each. So if we go on Mona, that's at 49. I did that. And then we got Mona Vale. 405. Why is there a difference? What the hell? Oh, because we're in ETH. It's wrapped. Okay. We're trading against ETH. That's why it was those numbers. Okay. So. Got it. I don't target now. Well, dude, man, if you can 8x your ETH. Too bad I don't mess with Uniswap. So it was $400. Hang on, we'll get it. But it's not. Oh, there. Okay, it's on Coinbase. Why didn't I just do that one? Oh, that doesn't look bad. Man, I've never heard of this coin. What does this do? Let's check it out. What can you tell me? Coin market cap? They don't tell me anything anymore. Currently, Coinbase Exchange and Bancor. Native ERC20 for the Digital X platform. Okay, so it's a governance kind of utility token. It's interesting that it's up so high. Okay, so it's got a double bottom going. We're on the weekly. Let's go to the daily. It looks good to me from what I can see just right off the bat. Because it's making a double bottom. But it will take it a while. Making sure I didn't cut through any candle bodies there. Wick. There, so it's right at the point to break out. So 577, definitely would look at that area. 641. 826, 880, 957. And I mean, you can go 487, 532 for shorter term targets there. And those lines up, the fibs line up extremely well with support and resistance. So whether you're looking at it at the chart, just looking left at the chart and finding those things, that's one way to do it. But the fibs usually line up perfectly right with that when you take the right fib. All right, so what possibly could be happening here, most likely is double bottom scenario coming up probably to this area, but we do have this big wick up there, right? So I'm looking at this from two ways. 618 comes here to the candle body. So for a conservative move, we'll stick with that. But there's two different ways that we could look at this. So measure move from there, and also a measure move from the top of the wick. So since the 618 matches up with the, well, let's just draw it out so nobody's confused. If it's making a double bottom, it has what we call a neckline, and it's coming up with the 618 with confidence for that. So very likely that's what's going to happen. Take the measure move to the top of that, and that comes up really close to our 172 area, 127 area right up here, just a little under that. So let's make this a measure move. Measure move 1 for double bottom. And then you got measure move 2, which would go right on top of that wick. And as that whole confluence, looking to the left, see if it gets anything in there. Looks like it may line up with a support resistance flip. Is that right? Where exactly is it? It should be about right here. See how well that lines up. Put a horizontal line there, really close to it. So let's get rid of that and mark this as a measured move. Guys, how's this time frame, or how's this time slot working out for you guys? Is it too late where you are? Would earlier stream be better or later? Well, I can't really do too much later. I mean, I can, but that means I'll be staying up a lot later than I normally do, and I stay up way late. I was hoping to do a stream yesterday morning or during the day, but it did not work out for me. So the night ones seem to work out pretty decent for me. I don't know how it works out for everyone else. I know for Donna, she's in Wales, and well, it's about 5 in the morning right there, up there right now. Okay, so this is our next one. Measure move 2. Can't type. Double bottom. So 44% profit just to get up to the 618, just to complete that pattern. You can take it up to the wick, because the wick itself will be another target. I did not mark that, but that's another sell target, because there will be resistance there. And to that point, 72% return. To the second measure move, take a long time for this to happen, but 155%. So there's lots of little take profit areas there. And definitely, if you take profit at the wick here or the first measure move, you're likely to see price come back down and retest this area, so you could get back in and just keep recycling your positions here, taking profit and then just buying back when it comes back lower, or rolling into something else. But I mean, it looks like a good one. It's just going to take it a while to play out. And you've also kind of got a little bit of a rounding shape going on there, trying to figure out where we're coming from. But that's just giving me confidence that this is most likely the bottom right there. So can't beat buying bottoms, man. Monaval, and what is it? $410. Golly, how many are in circulation? Oh, okay, there we go. Total supply 10,000, maximum supply 11.3. Yeah, I like it. $4 billion market cap. Okay. So I have to find a little bit more about the project, but that one looks interesting. Let's add that one to our little list. And Mona, and this is Coinbase. Let's share this little baby.
I've been looking for love so true. When I was down and out, along came you. Though you might be a liar and a cheat too. I just can't quit you now 'cause I love you. Yes,
I'm just going to say it looks like the bottom.
I can't let you go, baby. I can't let you go, baby. 'Cause I love you.
See live for the details. And let's post that little baby. Because that one's interesting. Appreciate you bringing that up. It took me a while to find it. I need to start keeping up with the chat a little bit more. I lost everybody. Oh man, I lost you, all the chat. Look, top one, Mona. That rat parent still slaps it if it follows all-time highs. I know, 1,000%, right? Or 800%. Crazy. It makes me money. That's what it does. Just like YFI or II. Okay, cool. Not a member says I like the tie. Okay, cool. So around 10 o'clock, I may bump it down to 10:30ish. It seems to be a decent time for me. Terry says it doesn't matter to me, but if I'm tired and I'm out and ill, just catch things later. Yeah, true. And not a member specific code, so oh yeah, you're still good. All right, cool. Well, I am a night owl, so it seems to work better in my schedule. I'm not a morning person, man. It takes me hours to wake up and get going. All right, so we posted that one. All right, well, it is 1 o'clock my time. We've been streaming since roughly, 10:30, 2.5 hour stream? Doesn't seem like it. It goes by fast. It's fun for me. I don't mind this at all. I just knew I was going to sleep in late tomorrow, probably. All right, so I'm going to call this stream. Man, thank you guys for being here. Appreciate that very, very much. And if you can make sure you hit a like. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Check out the channel. And if you're not in the Telegram group, well, you're missing all those trade setups that we just posted there, plus some others that I steal from a paid group and I put over there from their top admins. So lots of good opportunities. Striga says thanks. Great work on the TAs. Appreciate that. Now member says thanks and good night. Good night, everybody, man. I appreciate all of you. And let's see if we can work this thing to get this out.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. All right. Good night, guys.
I don't always like videos, but when I do, I always prefer Road Dog Crypto. Trade wisely, my friends.